Hello, you're welcome to our first section of our HTML tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be taking you through everything you need to know about HTML, which includes the introduction to HTML, the HTML element, the HTML head, how to download and install HTML editor and browser, the HTML attribute, the HTML headings, the HTML paragraph, the HTML formatting, the HTML comment, the HTML classes and hide the attributes, the HTML links, the HTML images, the HTML file path, the HTML FAVICON, the HTML tables, the HTML list, as well as the HTML block and inline element, the HTML iframes, the HTML entities and emoji, the HTML semantic element, the HTML form element, the HTML input element and attribute, and the HTML multimedia. Under the introduction to HTML, we'll be taking you what an HTML is, the HTML page structure, the web browser, and the HTML history. Under the element section, we'll be taking you through the introduction to HTML element, the HTML tag and element, the nested HTML element, the never skip HTML end tag, and the HTML empty element. Under the head section, we'll be taking you through the head element, the title element, the style element, the link element, the meta element, the script element, and the page element. Under the how to download and install the HTML editor section, we'll be taking you what is an HTML editor, the best free HTML editors, how to download and install HTML editors, how to create new file and save inside an HTML editor. Under the downloading and installing browser section, we'll be taking you what a web browser is, type of web browser, how to download and install a web browser, how to view an HTML page in a web browser. Under the attribute section, we'll be taking you what an HTML attribute is, the ref attribute, the source attribute, the alternate attribute, the width and height attribute, the style attribute, the title attribute, the single or double quote attribute. Under the headings section, we'll be taking you what is HTML headings, the HTML headings element, the importance of headings. Under the paragraph section, we'll be taking you what an HTML paragraph is, the HTML display, the HTML horizontal rows, the break rules, and the pre element. Under the formatting section, we'll be taking you what is HTML formatting element, the break and strong element, the italics and emphasize element, the small element, the mark element, the delete element, the inside element, the subscript element, and the superscript element. And under the comment section, we'll be taking you what is HTML comment, the HTML comment tag, how to add a comment, and how to hide the content. Under the class and ID attributes section, we'll be taking you what an HTML class attribute is, how to use the class attribute, the syntax for class attribute, the multiple class attribute, the HTML ID attribute, how to use an ID attribute, the syntax for ID attribute, and difference between class and ID attribute. Under the list section, we'll be taking you what is HTML hyperlinks, the link syntax, the target attribute, how to use an image as a link, how to link to an email address, how to use link to make calls, the link titles, the HTML bookmarks with ID and links. Under the image section, we'll be taking you what is HTML images, the image syntax, the source attribute, the alternate attribute, the image size, width and height, the images in another folder, images on another server or website, and the images as a link. Under the file path section, we'll be taking in what is HTML file path, when to use HTML file path, the absolute file path, the relative file path, and the best practice. And under the FAVICON section, we'll be taking in what is HTML FAVICON, how to add the FAVICON in HTML, the FAVICON file format, and some support. Under the table section, we'll be taking in what is HTML table, how to define table cells, how to define table rows, how to define table headers, and how to define the table itself. Under the list section, we'll be taking what is HTML list, the unordered list, the ordered list, and the HTML description list. Under the block and inline element section, we'll be taking what is a block level element, what is an inline element, the div element, and the span element. Under the iframe section, we'll be taking what is iframe, the iframe syntax, how to set width and height, how to remove a border, and how to target an iframe with a link. Under the entities and emoji section, we'll be taking what are HTML entities, the non-breaking space, the HTML symbol entities, some useful HTML character entities, how to combine diacritical marks, what are emojis, the UTF-8 characters, and the emojis characters. Under the semantic element section, we'll be taking what the semantic elements are, the semantic element in HTML, the non-semantic element in HTML, the section element, the header element, the footer element, the nav element, the aside element, the figure and the figure caption element. Under the form element section, we're taking in what is HTML form, the form element, the input element, the select element, the text area element, and the label element. And under the input and element section, we'll be taking in what are input element types, the input attribute, the value attribute, the read-only attribute, disabled attribute, the max length attribute, the min and the max attribute, the multiple attributes, the placeholder attribute, the required attribute, the autofocus attribute, the autocomplete attribute. And under the multimedia section, we'll be taking in what is HTML multimedia, the multimedia format, the video tag, the audio tag, the video and audio controls, the videos and audio autoplay. I know you are ready for this tutorial. Kindly stay tuned while we walk through this process together. Thank you.